Hello everyone. I'm not going to take a long time because time is of the essence. I'm sure that's what you're feeling these days. The most frequently asked questions by students these days from me, that is what I wanted to address. Let's take a quick look. Question number one is, do I have to know all the objective test theory areas? The answer to this question is quite simple. No, you don't. Right? One, you haven't or you wouldn't have gotten to this stage without knowing essential theory. So basically at some point in your life, over the course of your past 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life, you have learnt the relevant content which is in your head. The strategic case study is about a practical, spontaneous problem solving situation. So you have to really display your problem solving skills, practical problem solving skills. And that is what the examiner wants. That is what CIMA is expecting. CIMA doesn't really want to promote a bookworm or someone who is very savvy, very technically savvy in terms of the OTQ content. That is not what CIMA is looking at. CIMA really wants good business managers to be produced through their qualification, and that is why the case study is addressed or designed in that way. So no, for that question the answer is no. Question number two that I get most frequently asked these days is, if I write practical, creative, out of the box answers, will I fail? I know where this question is coming from. So many of you are working with so many mock questions, right? Mock papers, and you write an answer to the mock exam, and then you're comparing your answer with the whatever model answer that you've received, and you're realizing that what you wrote is very different to the model answer. That doesn't mean your answer is wrong. So if you write practical, creative, out of the box answers for the various requirements you get, they can still be valid. You will not fail as long as your answers cater to that basic discipline and the basic requirements, basic design that the examiner is expecting, which is pretty much following the things that I've mostly mentioned. Sticking to the basics, not deviating from the requirement, always focusing on what the examiner wants and giving exactly what the examiner wants, not using a lot of filler content, things in your head, just using that to fill up your answer. No, staying on point, stay on track, and your out of the box creative practical solutions will definitely be considered and valid, right? So that is the answer to that question. Definitely, as long as you stick to the basic discipline, if you write practical, creative, out of the box answers, you will pass this paper. And the third and final question I get asked is, I only have a few days, what do I do? Now, today there are only 5 days more to go for the paper as I'm recording this. Now, if you only have a few more days, what do? Let's go through this sequence very carefully, because this can really save you a lot of time. What you have to do, first thing, please calm down, because you really can't absorb so much of new content under pressure. They usually don't retain, right? Anyway, you or we or nobody, none of us can retain so much information in a matter of 2-3 days under pressure, when our adrenaline is kicking and when we are mentally we try to stress ourselves out. And when you try to do this more and more without really calming down, the stress levels go up. That is not going to help. So please, it's okay, I'm here, right? And you're there. Calm down, right? You can calm down, and I'll tell you why you can calm down. The fundamental reason is, if these days in your mind the most serious matter that is going in your head is the strategic case study, you are one of the most privileged students or my learning partners in the world. Just, you can switch on the news and you will realize how much of things are wrong about the world, how many things are really just going crazy, right? The Amazon is on fire. There are protests all over the world. There are so many things that are happening in the US. I just watched the news. Many European countries are going through some of the toughest challenges they have ever faced. And through all of this, if for you and me, whoever is watching this, for us the most serious matter is the strategic case study, then we are in a really good position. So you can calm down, because you can be grateful that the most serious thing at the moment in your head is the CIMA strategic case study, when millions of people out there are battling life and death situations. So with that, what you can do is, please, you need to organize yourself. You only have a few more days now, so don't clutter your table, don't clutter your mind. Spend at least a half an hour to plan what you will do with the time that is left, or you will end up wasting a lot more time. Time is really mysterious that way. So all you need to do is maybe take a breather. You can definitely follow the Pomodoro rule if you want. Take 20 minutes, 25 minutes to really plan out. Write a list of all the content you have, how many mocks you have, what are the revision content, what is the material you have, and then just sort and sift through them and decide that the next few days this is what I can do, and so, or this is the amount of time I have, and so for that time frame this is what I can really manage. And then take that, extract that and use that. That will be more than enough. Your mind will be organized and it will boost your confidence, rather than trying to access all the material all the time and just stressing out your mind. And then read. Get comfortable with the personal mobility language. That can be very helpful. I've asked you to do this many times, but I'm also willing to help you further. There's a link in the description to a shared Google Drive folder, within which I have embedded a document which you can find in the personal domain. This document, I've actually really highlighted the essential areas within that document, and you can really use that document as a good reading tool to really build your confidence around the personal mobility or the mobility space, really. So if you spend about 1 hour with that document, you'll really feel comfortable around a lot of the business aspects, the impactful business strategic aspects of a mobility company. In this case, we have a personal mobility as well. All of those areas have been addressed. So you can definitely click on that link. This is something that I really wanted to do in terms of the material and the content I've shared to all of you who are watching globally. And on that note, please practice writing. Use the mocks. I know that most of you, I've spoken to students who curated 12, 15, 20 mocks, but more than 5 mocks or around that number is more than enough to get you through the paper, right? So if you work smartly with the mocks, you're good. So one big mistake that students do is you don't reassess or you don't self-review and you don't fix your mistakes. You do one mock, you move to the next, you move to the next, you keep moving. Don't go that route, right? If you've done a few mocks, get those answers again. If they've been marked, use those reviews, go through them again, reread them, rewrite them, figure out your mistakes, fix them, so that you will not repeat any mistakes. And with that, no matter what you see, please don't be surprised. In the exam, don't be surprised. Remain calm, breathe. Just be a good senior finance manager for runabout. Don't be a CIMA strategic case study student. Be a good, savvy, smart, cool, calm under pressure, good senior finance manager, which is the role that CIMA expects you to play, and you're good. That is what CIMA wants. That is what you have to display, that business acumen, that technical skill, that calmness under pressure. That is what you have to display. This is really about those 3 hours and how you handle it, right? This is not about your technical savviness or any of that. It's really about how, as a capable business manager, as a capable senior finance manager, how you handle those 3 hours. Ultimately, all of this work comes down to those 3 hours. So just be a calm, cool, good, effective senior finance manager on that day. You play that role effectively, you're done with this paper. And CIMA respects that. CIMA definitely understands that, and CIMA validates that. And those are the kind of members that they would want to promote. So on that note, I leave you with this last thought. As I told you again, if at this day, at this moment, when you're watching this video, the major concern in your mind is, CIMA strategic case study, how am I going to pass it? If that is the biggest concern you have, you are extremely privileged among the human beings on earth. You can be very grateful for that. And that thought of gratefulness can really just take out all of the stress. And you will really think, wow, I'm in such a good, such a calm, such a thankful position. I'll just give it my best. I'll do my best in the paper. I'll remain calm. I'll take a good breather. I'll be a good senior finance manager for runabout, and I'll get through CIMA, and I'll be a CIMA exams complete or a CIMA member in a matter of just passing the paper. This is what I wanted to leave you with, the most frequently asked questions, because I couldn't write directly to some of you. Some of the mails, I'm extremely busy these days with mainly marking mocks and stuff. So just wanted to give this to you. Don't worry, plan your time, organize, you'll be good. All the very, very best for the upcoming exam. Take care, good luck.